Good morning, another awesome day. Hot, actually too hot. A real winter's morning. Hot sun, lovely in the sun, little cold in the shade. So I'm working outside. So I'm Zed from Zed's Lab, and today I'm busy with another project. Not my usual painting. Today I am whitewashing and distressing wood planks for hubby. So he showed me some pictures of what he wants. So you know me, I don't think, I don't overthink. I just grab my paint, a little bit of water, a paintbrush, and here I am. We call it whitewash distress wood. He's gonna make a beautiful cupboard for our flatlet that we're building for the last 2 years. We're busy building decorating the flatlet. I've lost interest about a year ago because I am a doer. He tells me do something, I do it and it's done. I don't think, I don't overthink. So like today, I mostly run into a little bit of a problem because when he came out, so it wasn't right. It was so funny. Hubby and I drives ourselves crazy, each other crazy. But after, I think it's nearly 40 years, we're still married, happily married, loving one another, just totally different. He's a perfectionist, overthinks everything, creates the most beautiful, perfect stuff. Then he's a artist as well. He's actually an engineer, but a very artistic, and so it's a very interesting combination. And then he's married to me, artist, right brain all over the place, doesn't think, just do. But we work, it's so funny. So yes, he told me there's all the planks, you can see them in the background. Just paint each one a different color. So that's what I heard. After I did, I came out, looked at all my little acrylic paints, decided which ones I like, what I'm gonna use, and then I just start. So each of these ones I did in a different color. So the awesome thing is with whitewash, anything that you want to paint but it's not gonna look painted, there's just gonna be a hint of a little green, because I've painted this, I've wetted the surface, the whole plank at first. I wetted, then I wetted my paintbrush, and then I just added a little bit of paint, and that's the way wash comes in, whitewash. I usually use a cloth. This time I just didn't feel like using a cloth, so I used a very wet paintbrush, something like this, and wetted it, and then I applied my paint. So what he's now gonna do, after I'm done with these, they're not right, but I'll tell you why, because he wanted each one a different color. I heard different color each one of these, but he wants every separate little plank that he glued together, that must be a different color. So I'm now just making it different. But what he's going to do when it's done, that's the awesome thing. He's now then going to cut it right sizes, whatever he wants, and then he's going to oh, I've lost my English. You know I'm Afrikaans. I've lost my English. Well, I'm getting to that later. So then he's going to clean this, and then we're going to put varnish on. So at the end, you're just going to have a little bit, he's going to use sandpaper to sand it, that's the word. he's going to sand this. So there's only going to be a hint of color, and the wood color is going to be the overall color. So that's why you get the wash effect. I don't know what you call this with different colors, but it's usually whitewash. Then you use white color. So now I am washing my ink onto my wood, and that just gives it a nice, very light. When it's done, I'll put a photo on when this is done. It can be in a month to 3 months from now. But then you get this beautiful wood cupboard, but with different shades of color just coming through. Isn't that exciting? So, as I say, we don't need to overthink. So all you do, if you want, let's say, and then also you've got a piece of wood or a little cupboard that's really old, you don't like it, and you just want to make it new. Then all you do is you sand it first, because I don't know if there's varnish or anything on your wood, so just sand it a little bit, a little piece of sandpaper, and you just sand it, and then you just take paint. Whatever your color you have, usually they use white. All these others are beautiful. This is actually my favorite one of all of these that I did. You can see I'm now starting to add the white in the blue, a white stripe, and now I need to put another color on this to get my husband to give my husband what he wants. And I know I get very upset when he tells me, but it's wrong. And at the end, when he's done, it is absolutely beautiful. So yes, I just need to listen. So yes, so then you take your little cupboard or your little table or whatever, you just sand it a little bit. Then you take your this is just acrylic paint that I bought at the acrylic paint shop. You can buy this any hardware shop, just a little bit of paint. So I'm just going to do this one. So I am just, because now it's my second layer, I am not going to have it this wet. So I'm now just going to see, okay, I want to have more white because there are so much color. And now this is me again. Now I didn't bring something to scrape this out. So now I need to use my finger and put it on my paintbrush, and then I am just it's a wet paintbrush, just a little bit of paint, and then I'm just going to apply this onto the one plank, not the whole thing. But you can do your whole little cupboard with only one color, whitewash it with nice white or whatever color over it, and then when it's dry, that's where what they also call it distress. So then you really take some, when it's dry, you take your scraper, or you take your sandpaper, and you just take off the paint at places, not everywhere, just here and there. You really scrape it off, and then you get this beautiful, still wood, but it's just this that little bit of color that you put, that you can see. It just changes the whole thing. And then usually you can see there, I've now just painted the one white, but it's not a solid white. Don't do it solidly. That's also why I wet it, or I put a little bit of water. Usually what I do is I put a little bit of water in my paint. Then it's nice and watery, and then I just apply it with a cloth onto my surface. And then when it's dry, aeroplane, when it's dry, you just take some sanding paper. Why am I struggling with that word? Sanding paper, and you just sand some places I will sand there on the little hooks and whatever, and then your old wooden color comes through, but you still have pieces of white or pieces of green, and then you get this washed effect, washed distressed effect. It looks old, as if it was an old cupboard that was painted, but now the paint has started to chip off and it looks distressed. Oh, I love it. I love the distressed look. I love the different colors in a cupboard. It's just gorgeous. So this is what I'm busy with today. I don't know what you're doing, but never a dull moment here. And as I say, me and Abby already had a little fallout, but then that's life, you know. We don't have to agree on everything. You can disagree. It's just what you say during those times when you're really angry. Just zip your lip and get past that emotion, and then do what he wants, because it's his project. He's doing it. I'm just helping. So I'm the helper in this. So I need to listen to the master. So thank you that I can share this with you. When I'm done, I will take a little video when he's done with the cupboard. As I said, it will be in a while. Then I will just take a little video and let you guys know. But you can just see, just look at it. Oh, I love this green. And look at this. This beautiful blue. You see, it's very, very, very light. Here you can actually see how it's gonna look. It's so thin, puts up so thin that you can see the brown is still coming through, and that's what you want. You don't want a green painted piece of wood or a table. You want that washed, distressed look. So, have a fantastic day. Thanks that I can share my journey with you, share another piece of my life's puzzle. And then the awesome thing is, your life is like a puzzle. So you build and you build and you build, and then you get to a point where you really like your life. You can see what's happening. All the puzzles are getting in their rightful places. And then, like me, you go on an art retreat. And you learn so many new techniques and stuff. And all of a sudden, it's like my puzzle has been thrown out all over the floor. And you know, it's got it's different now. Now I need to start building. But the thing is, you don't have the end picture with your life's puzzle. I don't know how it's going to look at the end. So all I can do is each little puzzle, you just put in minute by minute where you believe it should be. And then as soon as you think, okay, now I exactly know where my life is going, a big thing happens, and there goes your whole puzzle again, and you feel lost and broken and terrible, and then you need to start building again. That's life. That's our life. So enjoy building your puzzle. Have a fantastic day. Love you lots. Z from Zsters.